हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू द आईएएस आईपीएस फैक्ट्री। तो हम कवर कर रहे हैं इंग्लिश वोकेबलरी फ्रॉम ब्लैक बुक। ये हमारा वन वर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशन का डेली डोज 7 है। इससे पहले हम 6 डोज कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं। इसके साथ ही हमारी इडियम फ्रेजेस और सिनोनिम एंटोनिम्स की सीरीज भी चल रही है। तो इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड यू कैन वॉच दैट। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। 600 तक हम लास्ट वीडियो में कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं। तो हम 601 से स्टार्ट करेंगे। Esteem other, the condition of being honored, esteemed or respected or well regarded. Next is eternal, anant, something which lasts forever. Next is eternity, anantkal, endless period of time. Next is ethics, achar vichar, the philosophical study of moral values. Next is anthropology, manav jati vigyan, science of the races of mankind. Next is Attenuate, attenuate, पीला करना, make pale by excluding light. Next is etiquette, etiquette शिष्टाचार, the customary code of polite behavior in society. Next is etymology, शब्दों के उद्गम का शास्त्र, the study of the origin of history of words. Next is eugenics, मनुष्यों की संतति सुधार का अध्ययन, the science of race, culture and human development. Next is eulogies, प्रशंसा करना, praise highly in speech or writing. Next is eulogy, प्रशंसा भाषण, a formal expression of praise for someone who has died. Next is euphemism, कठोर बात को कोमल तरीके से कहना, substitution of a mild for a very blunt expression. Next is euphonic, सुरीलेपन से, pleasing and sweet sound. Next is euphoria, यूरोफोरिया, परम सुख बोध, feeling of great happiness and excitement. Next is euthanasia, इच्छा मृत्यु, bringing about gentle and painless death from incurable disease. Next is evacuated, बाहर निकालना. Hundreds of people were removed from a place by the government recently due to a war-like situation. One word होगा evanescent, evanescent, क्षणिक, soon passing out or of a short duration. Evict, बेदखल करना. Expel someone from a poetry, especially with the support of the law. Next is evolve, viksit, to develop gradually. Next is exaggerate, बढ़ा चढ़ा कर कहना, represent something as larger, better and or worse than it really is. Examine, परीक्षार्थी, a person who is examined. Next is excerpt, भाग, अंश, a short piece of writing, music, film, etc. taken from a longer whole. Next is excursion, पर्यटन, a short journey for pleasure. Next is exegesis, व्याख्या, critical explanation or interpretation of a text, especially of scripture. Next is exhilaration, हर्षोल्लास, a feeling of excitement or happiness. Next is exigency, तात्कालिक आवश्यकता, a urgent need or demand. Exit poll, निर्गम मत सर्वेक्षण, a poll taken of voters leaving the voting place that is usually used for preceding the winner. Next is exodus, palayan या निर्गमन, a situation in which many people leave a place at the same time. Next is exonerate, दोष मुक्त करना, to free somebody from the blame. Next is exorbitant, अत्यधिक, extremely high. Next is expense, विस्तार, a large open area of land, water or sky. Next is expatriate, निर्वासित, a person who lives outside his native country. Next is expedition, विमान, a journey undertaken by a group of people with a particular purpose, especially that of exploration or research. Next is expel, निष्कासित करना, officially make a student leave a school forever. Next is expiate, प्रायश्चित करना, टू मेक अटोनमेंट फॉर वंस सिन, एक्सपायर समाप्त होना, टू कम टू एन एंड, एक्सप्रिगेट छांटना, टू रिमूव एन ऑब्जेक्शनेबल पार्ट फ्रॉम अ बुक, एक्सटिम्पोर बिना तैयारी के, स्पीच और प्रेजेंटेशन मेड विदाउट प्रीवियस प्रिपरेशन, एक्सटिंग्विश बुझाना, स्टॉप समथिंग फ्रॉम बर्निंग, एक्सटोर्शन जबरन वसूली, ऑब्टेनिंग समथिंग यूजुअली मनी बाय यूजिंग फोर्स और थ्रेट। नेक्स्ट इज एक्स्ट्राडाइट भागे हुए अपराधी को सौंपना, टू सेंड बैक अ क्रिमिनल or an unwanted person to the country of his her own origin, extravagant फिजूल खर्ची, a person who wastes his money on luxury. Next is extrovert बहुमुखी मिलनसार, a lively and confident person who enjoys being with other people, one who is outgoing. Next is fable कल्पित कहानी, a short story with a moral, usually with animals as character. Next is facile सहज, performing adroitly and without effort. Facsimile प्रतिलिपि fax, an exact copy of handwriting or a picture produced by a machine. Faction good, a small organized dissenting group within a larger one. Next is fake नकली, a thing that is not genuine. Next is fallible पतनशील, one who is subject to failure or to committing mistakes. Next is fallow प्रतिभूमि, farmland plugged and harrowed but left for a period without being shown in order to restore its fertility. Next is falsehood असत्यता, complete and blatant lie. Next is famine akal, a lack of food during a long period of time in a region. Next is fanatic kattarpanthi, a person motivated by irrational enthusiasm. Next is fanatical kattarta, marked by extreme enthusiasm. Next is fantasy porikalpana, a pleasant situation that you imagine but that is unlikely to happen. Next is fastidious tunuk mijaj hati, one who is difficult to please. Next is fatal घातक, causing or ending in death. Next is fatalism भाग्यवाद, the belief that events are decided by fate and that you cannot control them. Next is fatalist भाग्यवादी, a person who believes that all events are predetermined or subject to fate. Fauna किसी स्थान के पशु वर्ग, the animals of a particular region. Feasible संभव, that is possible and likely to be achieved. Next is feint छल बुलावा, pretended attack. Felicitating बधाई देना, ceremony to formally congratulate success. Fallacious परम सुखी, well chosen or suited to the circumstances. Felonious अपराधी, relating to or involved in crime. Feminist नारीवादी, one who believes in giving equal opportunity to women in all fields. Ferry नौका, a boat or ship for conveying passengers and goods, especially over a relatively short distance and as a regular service. Next is festal उत्सव संबंधी, relating to a festival. Next is feud शत्रुता, bitter quarrel over a long period of time. Next is fickle chanchal, changing frequently. Next is fictitious काल्पनिक and as opposed to reality, imagined not real. Next is fidelity निष्ठा, dogs are known for possession of the quality of being faithful. Next is figment मनगढ़ंत, something that is imagined but does not exist. Next is filicide पुत्र हत्या, killing of one's own child. Next is firm दृढ़, having a consistency that does not easily yield to pressure. Next is fixation किसी से गहरा लगाव, A strong interest in something or someone. Next is flair, pratibha. Natural talent for something. Next is flamboyant, bhadkila. A person who attracts attention with a classy style. Next is flaw, dosh, an imperfection, a blemish, a crack. Next is fleet, जहाजों का बेड़ा, a group of ships sailing together. Next is flexible, लचीला, capable of bending easily without breaking and able to be easily modified. Next is flick, झटका, a quick sudden movement. Next is flicker, झिलमिलाना, shine with a bright but brief of irregular light. Next is अवांछित पहलू, flip side, unwelcome aspect of a situation. Next is flock, झुंड, a group of birds of one kind. Next is flora, vanaspati, the plant and vegetation of a particular region. Next is florist, फूल वाला, a person who sells and arrange cut flowers. Next is plunder, घबरा जाना, to struggle helplessly. Next is pluck, अकस्मात सफलता, accidental good fortune. Next is flux, प्रवाह, continuous movement and change. Next is foeticide, भ्रूण हत्या, destruction of a foetus. Next is folktale, lok katha, a story that is passed down from generation to generation through spoken word. Next is follow, अनुसरण करना, go or come after a person or thing, proceeding ahead. Next is foreman, अधिकर्मी, chief of a group of workmen. Next is forensics, अपराध की जांच के लिए अत्याधुनिक वैज्ञानिक प्रौद्योगिकी, forensic science बोलते हैं ना, scientific test or techniques used in connection with the detection or crime. Next is foresight, दूरदर्शिता, ability to see what might happen in the future. Next is forfeited, जब्त कर लेना, be deprived of property or a right or privilege as a penalty for wrongdoing. Next is false, लगातार आगे बढ़ना, move ahead or forward steadily and gradually. Next is forgery, जालसाजी, falsification of documents, etc. Next is forthright, स्पष्टवादी, डायरेक्ट एंड आउटस्पोकन। तो इस तरह हमारा आज का डेली डूल 7 हुआ कंप्लीट। हमारे 700 तक OWS कंप्लीट हो गए हैं। इफ यू लाइक दिस वीडियो प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट टू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब। बाय बाय।